Good afternoon, and what is a warm, bright and sunny day. It is August the 10th, a Thursday, and I've got a nice hot cup of tea. And of course, a box to continue unboxing. So what I'm going to pull out of here is Soulmist, A Journey from Darkness to Light. Core rulebook, a dark fantasy role-playing game, which is 5th edition compatible, and it is from Black Lantern Productions. So, Soulmist, A Journey from Darkness to Light is a dark fantasy campaign setting based on the 5th edition system. The campaign takes place in the mystical world of Fiera, a realm tormented by the endless struggle between light and darkness. The first release in this universe lets you play as one of the 5 races under the sun. Will you join the fight against the Dark Saints and the mysterious force behind them? Will your soul spark remain bright, or will it succumb under the influence of Erebos? So let's find out what this is like. Now, this is one of the role-playing games I did pick up at UK Games Expo 2023, so I'm looking forward to giving this a good review. And okay, so the credits page, and then we have straight into an explanation of the world. Is there a contents page? There isn't. But we do have an introduction to role playing. Following on from that, and a guide how to use this book, and the elements of the setting, the dangers of Erebos, and the potential for soul scars. And, sparks and powered abilities, and the scales of Nebula, before we get on to character creation, which of course involves, choose your race, choose your class, determine ability scores, defining your character, choosing your equipment, finishing touches and so on, and then going beyond first level. So the races here we have are the Arvarians, the Lumens, the Primus, the Dracia, and whatever they are. But anyway, so we're here with the Lumen. Anyway, quite a detailed explanation of what they are, because essentially these are going to differ from the races you expect, or species you find in traditional Dungeons and Dragons. So this is actually quite detailed. I mean, this is really only just dealing with the first races. This starts here, and then we're going that, and keeping going. So that is 23, page 24. Check. 16 choice. There's 8 pages devoted to just the one species. Oh, that's fine. And then we do the same thing for the Primus. And here you've got basically going places, the relations between the Primus and the other species, and the places and cities where they may be found. And it's going to do exactly the same sort of thing for each of the different species: social structure and politics. And then the Avernians, who are a lionesque. And we have Avernian animal traits. You've got a bit of variety in there. And different breeds, so bird breeds, reptile breeds, primate breed, rodent breed, ungulate breed. So these are the beastmen, as it were, of the setting. Not necessarily chaotic, but I mean that on the carnivorous breed. And then basically the Dracia, you see basically, yes, they put it in a font you just can't read. It's a brief history of the clan, and the Eldracirs and Yildracirs, the differences between those two, and the war that took place between them. And then we have the Eldracirs, in more detail, who appear to be in basic nature worshippers, and the Ildrasirs, who are more concerned with the night. So, as tribes, and then we've got the different relationships between them and the other species of the setting. And then we have the classes, and you have a mixture of the familiar and the new. So, the fighter and the warrior. So yeah, the Blood Prince. So very sort of Uruk of Manibene, the Dark Knight. The Pack Alva for your Avernians. The Templar. And the Barbarians. You've got actually quite a lot of different classes in addition to sort of the standard ones here. I think that's the Ravager. No illustration for that, but and then we've got Ashen Barbarians. And they've got a list of Ashen toxins, which and they give benefits, and then the Warlord. And they're just the same for the Rogue. So in addition to the Rogue, we also have the Trickster and the Assassin. The Pyromancer. And let's see, the Monk. You could, yeah, not really easy to read that, I have to be honest. And the Windwalker. I'm disappointing that some of these, some are illustrated, some are not. You have the Enlightened. And the Primal Disciple, sorry. So lots of new character classes presented, new options, Seekers, and Beastmaster, and Warden. Because I'm literally, looking at that going, what does that say? Is it Warden? I need to check the actual text that is easier to read down below. And we've got a big piece. Then we go to a piece of flavor text. We're still not done with the character classes. Inquisitor, Scout, Scholar. Let's have a look. What's that? Diplomat, Engineer. Huge range of character classes available. So just flipping through and just so we've actually even got a table of inventions there. Herbalist. You see there's some reuse of the artwork, and we've got a list of remedies and medicinal herbs listed as well. Spiritualist. Ooh, getting darker. Necromancer. Shaman. Witch Doctor. Wow. Healer, Mistweaver, Elementalist, Blood Mage, Oracle, yeah, okay, so let's just check. So let's just check. Okay, so the races are from page 15 to page 55. So yeah, 15 to 55. So that's 40 pages just devoted to the races, and the classes are pages 56 to 152. So it's not quite 100 pages, but that's a big chunk of the book. That's all of that section there in the book is on races. When we come to feats, I'm going to show you through all of these. We've got a mixture of the usual feats, racial feats, so feats for the Avernian, so on, and then the Lumen. So let's go flip through forward past all the feats, because you don't need to see all of those, because they're all organised by class and so on, and then backgrounds. And it's a similar thing, you know, there's lots of these in here, and then roles done by class and species, primarily species. General rules for setting, so ability scores, ability checks and so on. That's all pretty much standard Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. So, you know, that's going to be all familiar to you. So you don't actually necessarily need the copy of the player's handbook to hand. So, you know, then we've got a list of equipment, some of it new, some of it old. Or at least some of it new, some of it familiar, I should say. How magic works. So spellcasting in Soulmist, known and prepared spells, casting time. That's going to be a mixture of the old and the familiar. And then we have a list of discussion of prohibited magic in the setting. And you've got prohibited magic feats, so you can take it, but it's just prohibited, so you can deal with the dark powers if you want to, or you just use those as the dungeon master for the NPCs. And then we have a list of all the spells per class. And we have a list of all the spells themselves, which are new to the setting. So you do need a copy of the player's handbook, because you're going to need all the spells in addition to those given in here. And creating your own campaign. I'm basically ending with some advice here, I believe. How to involve the different races, how to build stories around them, dealing with favours, major and minor, fame and infamy, and then how to use the book in my regular 5th edition campaign, using the classes and archetypes and so on, soul sparks and bad abilities, that sort of thing, and the power of Erebos. And there you've got quite a nice, clean, open character sheet for the setting. And then that's it. So this, in effect, is it's a European role-playing game, written in English for use with 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons. Going to be interesting to review this, because one of the things, of course, because it's not coming from the English-speaking world, it's going to be a different approach to fantasy than what you might see in traditional role-playing and traditional Dungeons and Dragons, which of course is dominated by the English-speaking market. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this unboxing in the Nook. If you have, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings of the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a package containing a book or game, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching another unboxing of the Nook. I will be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.